I am not going to want to look like that. So hello everyone, Joey here. I'm back with this week's video. In this week's video, I'll be doing a small declutter. So without further ado, let's get started. No in particular order. One of the things that I will be decluttering is actually this shirt. Now this is supposed to be extra small, but I think it's a little bit big, especially around the neck area. So every time I wear it, I always feel like I have to guard my whatever's up here, you know what I'm saying? So I will be decluttering this one. I love the material though. It's so light, it's so cute. I'm sure somebody else would really enjoy this. And it's got this really cool like cinching ribbon detail in the back. Very, very cute. Sometimes I wish I had like a clothing store or something where I can sell all the stuff that I'm not keeping, because I'm sure somebody else would love them. Decluttering for the opposite reason, for the most part, is actually this top. Now I got this as a gift, somebody gave it to me, but I think it's a little bit too small, and also this particular style, I actually haven't even tried it on, but I just know it's a little bit too boring almost for me. I'm going through a phase where I actually like to wear clothes that I'm really, really excited about, and I'm going to be talking about this dress as well. I was actually going to declutter this, but decided against it. I genuinely like to wear clothes that I'm really excited to wear, so this one, I'm not particularly excited about it. I think it's a little bit too plain. That's not a shade to anybody who likes plain, classy styles. It's just that it's not what I'm into right now. So I will be decluttering that one. And this is another shirt that I will be decluttering, particularly because it's not like an official brand shirt. It's kind of a cheap material. And the sleeve part, it already came undone already. It looks like the certain brand stuff. It's not. So I will be decluttering this one. I don't really need the shirt. I already watched the game. But I don't need cheaply made stuff to keep them to have good memory from that. So I will be decluttering this shirt. And this one, I was actually shocked, y'all, because I went through some of the clothes that I had in the storage at my work. And now I don't have any more summer clothes there. Everything I have is in the house and with me. But this one, I'm pretty sure I decluttered this top, but I don't remember why. I still have it. Maybe I forgot to declare. Maybe I wore it like one last time and I forgot to get rid of it. I still don't want this shirt. I think it's because this cropped part, it's too cropped, or I don't know, but I'm just not too excited about it. I think it's also because this flower pattern, I've seen it a lot in a lot of other clothing, so it bores me a little bit. I think it maybe if this was like a unique pattern, then like mass produced, maybe I'll love to keep it, but it's not. So I'll be decluttering this one. And another one that I'll be decluttering that seemed kind of plain and probably is useful is actually this undershirt. So I bought this to layer it with things. And if I'm being honest, in summer, especially nowadays, I almost always exclusively never wear layers. I almost always wear dresses. And I think I would talk about this aspect of convenience and how it determines how I live my life. For example, people might look at me and wonder, why do I always wear dresses? Is it just to look feminine? Yes, in one way, because I feel like I haven't really explored my feminine side, because I feel like it's not really encouraged in my house growing up and things like that. But also another reason is purely for convenience. When I wear a dress, all I have to do is just wear my underwear, put on a dress. I don't have to go through any long process. So for me, dresses are actually super, super convenient for me to wear, which is why you probably will most likely catch me wearing dresses than a top and a skirt, because that's a lot more work. Like that's extra step. And I guess you could call me lazy, but I don't know. For me personally, I love to see a woman relax. I don't know about y'all. So I love wearing dresses nowadays. And this one is because I barely ever wear layers. I actually don't need this. Would I ever get another top that's like spaghetti shirt? Sure, of course. So I spent too much time on that. But let's go move into another dress. So it's this one. Now I would say I'm kind of 50-50 about the texture and color of this dress. It looked pretty cute on the picture. I ordered this online and I've never worn it, never ever. This dress is, today's the first day I've worn it. I've actually tried all of the dresses that I'm showing you right now one more time before I decide to declutter them. And this one survived the declutter. But this one is just a little bit too big and frumpy. It literally makes me look like I am matronly. And even though I am, you know, loving the idea of aging someday and things like that, I'm not there yet, so I am not going to want to look like that. So this one is just a little bit too big for me, and I already have a dress that's almost exactly like this, but just a different color. I did love the pink pattern on it, that's why I wanted to order it, but I don't know if it looks that great on me, and it's especially just not a good fit. It's a little bit too baggy. even on the top, like I said, I'm not a big chested girly, so it just doesn't look right on me. And around the waist, it doesn't give me any figure, and I like to take care of my figure nowadays, so it doesn't really fit me anymore, so therefore it will be decluttered. And this is another random thing that I'll be decluttering right here, is actually these pajama pants. It was a set and I cannot find the top anywhere, so now I just have these pants. And I just had this, you know, resting in my closet. I didn't really realize until I decided to do a declutter video today. Like I said, I have other things to worry about than go through my closet. But I already have kind of a silky pajama top and bottom, which I wear most days. And this one looks very light, but it's a lot more warm than that one to wear in the summer. I don't know how that works. I don't know how a fabric can look so light and still be kind of stuffy. So that beats me, you know, I'm not a fashion major. But so this pants, I'm probably never going to wear it. And if I'm in between washes, for example, if I don't have any pajama to wear, I just don't wear any pajamas to sleep, you know? I can just wear my underwear and go to bed. So it's just me in the house. So this one will be decluttered just because I don't really wear it. Another thing that I'll be decluttering, let's go ahead and go through all the clothes, I suppose, is this top. This pains me a little bit because I think it's a very cute top and I love flowers, I love roses. It's just that this is short sleeve, so I think that I'm supposed to wear this like in the summer and spring, but this is one of those materials that is not as cooling as it looks. So every time I wore it, I felt a little bit hot. I thought about keeping it for autumn. Should I keep it for autumn? I'm thinking about it. I have so many cute clothes nowadays that I'm not particularly excited to put this on. And I know for a fact that somebody else will find this top so cute. So on that note, I'll be donating it, because if I'm not going to appreciate it enough, and I know for a fact that this is good stuff, somebody else will appreciate it, then I might as well declutter it, right? So, and another top that I'll be decluttering, which I actually kind of like this top because it makes me look so fit. I don't know, something about this top. This material, it's very stretchy. It makes me look so cinched and so cute. I don't really wear top and skirt or top and pants or top and shorts combos anymore. Like I said, I prefer dresses nowadays. And this one that just simply doesn't get worn as much. And although it fits me so beautifully, the main reason why I'm decluttering is this part. I have to tie the ribbon in the front. And something about me, I always, even as a child, hated being constricted like around my neck and stuff. So I did not like turtlenecks. Turtlenecks were bane of my existence because my mom loved to dress me in a turtleneck and I hated turtlenecks. Like, it made me hot, it made me itchy. I used to have nightmares about it almost. And this one, you have to tie the front. Now, I do have another dress where I have to tie the front a little bit, but it's very thin material, very thin line. It's just that it's not the type of design that I go for. I have to mentally prepare myself almost to wear a design like this. And which is really unfortunate because I love the way this shirt fits me. I just think that I need to find another black shirt that's more of a V-neck or this sweetheart neckline that I like. And I'm pretty sure I can find a well-fitting black shirt. It's not rocket science. It's probably everywhere. So this will be decluttered, partly because that detail I'm not a fan of. And the last clothing item that I'll be decluttering, and stay tuned for more stuff, is actually this dress. Now, I like the pattern and I especially love the material. I don't know if you can hear, but it's kind of like crunchy almost. I like this type of light, almost like paperly, crunchy type of fabric. I like this mermaid design on the bottom, and I think the pattern is really beautiful. It's just that this one is also a little bit too big. The second that I tried it on, I knew it was too big. And I also am not a huge fan of these wrinkled part in the front. I don't know, it just feels like an afterthought. I don't know why there needs to be that wrinkle design in the front. And also these sleeves have these wrinkle design. What do you call these? I don't know what these are. But this particular material, like this type of stretchy detail, I'm usually not a fan of, especially if they're all over my back and things like that. And that's not really a deal breaker. It's just that it kind of looks funny to me, and it's also a little bit too big. But then again, I know for a fact somebody else will love this because this material feels very light, very comfy, and I think it's a very cute dress for somebody else, just not me. And another disclaimer, I do have another dress with this type of, wrinkly material sleeve, which I don't mind that one that much because everything else looks beautiful and I think it works for that particular design. So I will be decluttering that dress. And before we move on to other stuff that I'll be decluttering, I will talk about why I'm keeping this dress. First of all, I love the sleeve. I love how it kind of like cinches my gains almost. And it was kind of big when I first tried it on, or so I felt like. And I think it's because when I first tried it on, I was just kind of I don't know, like I think the back is a little bit too open. So I would prefer if this dress didn't have such a low back, that's for sure. And sometimes I think because it's a little bit big, it would like slip off. But I think that if I get it tailored just slightly, because I think it fits me okay. And you can see it's already a little bit too big. It's supposed to be like this. And I like well-fitted dresses usually. But it's a little bit big, but I think it gives me like enough breathing room for now. And when I tried it on today, maybe it's because I didn't skip glute days or leg days, because I'm filled out in other places now. It actually looks pretty good on me now, as opposed to when I first tried it on. So I will be keeping this dress. I think it's very, very cute, and it matches my new hair clip. So I think that's very cute. And speaking of pink things, another thing that I'll be decluttering are these dry shampoos. These are not mine. It was left behind. But I've actually never used dry shampoo on myself ever. It's because I wash my hair every day. I like to take shower at least once every day. So I don't need to do all this. And I thought I would eventually use it, but I simply don't. I actually like to shower. So these will be decluttered because I don't need them. Same thing with this deodorant. It's not mine. And I guess I kept it as like a backup, but I don't really want to smell like a man. So I'll be decluttering this one. Although I saw some girlies talk about how men's deodorant is actually like really good and longer lasting. But I think that's just a matter of, you know, companies needing to make just better products for women, in my opinion. And last but not the least is this cream. I already used it up. And although I think the container is really beautiful and I use this cream all the way through, I just want to show you as an example of how I use up the product all the way to the bottom. And now that it's all used up, I'll be decluttering this. And I also wanted to talk about how we practice decluttering every single day. You know, all of us. For example, this is not the only one that I'm decluttering. I've already decluttered 2 razors. One of them was getting old. The other one that I used somewhat recently, and I decided to declutter that because I have 2 more. And I have already used up one of my soaps completely in the shower, which I'm really excited about, because that soap was one of those soaps where if you just add a little bit of water, it just disintegrates. It's not very sturdy. It's not very stable. So I'm really glad that I finally used that soap up. And it's because I use the soap for everything, for shaping my legs, for washing my feet and things like that. And I'm really glad that I decluttered that. And I've also decluttered something somewhat recently. For example, my toothbrush, which was fine to use. And I just decided I want a new toothbrush. And why not, right? Just upgrade some things. And of course, I've upgraded my skincare without particularly showing to y'all. And I've also definitely gone through at least 2 lip glosses. I've upgraded an eyeliner. I got a new mascara and things like that. So what I'm trying to say is, I think sometimes because when I'm making videos online, people think that, you know, I'm like an authority on minimalism, or I have to stick by it, or I have to follow strict rules. I don't think so. I think all of us practice certain aspects of any philosophy, really. As long as it serves your life and as long as it suits your particular lifestyle, I think that you should be able to practice it. And I am a fan of not, you know, following any bullshit rules, basically. I've grown up with very strict rules. I'm not a fan of it. I think that in order for anybody to convince me to follow certain rules, they have to show me the actual tangible benefits of that for me as a person. And if it doesn't really benefit me or humanity in general, in my opinion, I refuse to practice it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot more things that we practice sometimes without being aware of it. I'm just someone who notices little details like that sometimes and point them out. And I hope this video was relatable to y'all to a certain degree. I hope y'all liked this video. And if you liked it, please like and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all next time with more content. Happy decluttering. Bye. Mwah.